Oh, I didn't see you guys there. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to episode 16 of Dames and Dorks, special slumber party edition. As you can see, all of us lovely ladies are in our PJs and our sleepwear, and we're ready to wine out and talk about our favorite slumber movies and a little bit of news here and there. I'm Nadia, as always, host of Inside All Day podcast. I'm joined by some fantastic women. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves. We'll then get to the chat, and then we'll start out. Currently, right now, just FYI, everybody, there is a poll going on. There will be a couple polls going throughout the night, so please go ahead and vote. See if you can guess what our favorite slumber party movies are. So, further ado, I'm going to let Dr. Rachel. Dr. Rachel, how are you? Who are you?
I'm good. I'm tired. I don't know anymore. It's been a busy week, but I'm happy to be here talking about our favorite slumber party movies. Been busy working on my new project. You can see it right behind me, the Master Sword. That video should be done next week. So go ahead and look at my channel, Out of Line Crafting, for all my crafting stuff. To keep up with any news, places I'll be, and other streams and whatnot, you can check my Twitter, Sauron_cosplay. But for now, looking forward to just relaxing, talking about some movie news and our favorite slumber parties with all you lovely ladies. And hopefully the chat participates and tries to guess correctly what our favorite slumber party movies are.
Yeah, we kind of threw everybody for a loop with Lily's because it's all Ryan Gosling movies, but which one? Nomi, we are simulcasting on Nomi's channel. Nomi, who are you if people don't know who you are?
I'm Nomi without you. I am usually on Twitter, lurking, or Twix, lurking, hanging out there. I go about the country. I go about whatever's happening, and I enjoy wine and find things and eat fun snacks. That's one fun fact about me. If the one way to my heart, you want to win it, it's snacks.
I think that's everybody's way to win into their heart. I think if you don't like snacks, there must be something wrong with you.
Let me show you my snack board, guys. I have my charcuterie board, or unless we're waiting for that.
Holy cow! No, lift that bed.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
I'm jealous.
I got
I
strawberries.
need to share. I need some of that.
No,
have
girl
some.
dinner.
Thank you.
I have the real girl dinner. I have chocolate and beef liver. So I
got
chocolate covered caramels. And then I got the little peanut butter filled pretzels, some cornichons, some brie cheese with jalapeno marmalade pecan spread on it, Merlot cheese, rosemary cheese, strawberries and raspberries, and some meats.
Hold on, I have something for this. Here you go.
What?
What? You have all of that?
Yeah. Watch me eat all that. And then also, because I came prepared, because this is not a slumber party unless there's wine.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you, girl.
I am ready to go, guys. I'm ready to have fun.
All right.
Well, next person.
As Nomi's getting tipsy over there. Lily, how are you? Look at you, all dolled up in pink. I love it. Who are you? And where can people find you?
You can find me all over Twix also. And then I'll post whatever I'm doing for that week too. But of course, I'm here on Dames and Dorks. And we have a really cool episode for you guys today. We're all decked out in our PJs. And I believe she has a poll going for which sleepover movie is my favorite from Ryan Gosling's. We threw you guys off because these are all movies I love. But which one do I love the most? It's a trick question.
Well, right now, The Notebook is winning and everything else is tied. So we'll give it a minute or two. Keep on voting, guys. And then we're going to close the poll and then we'll let everybody know the answer to it. Yes. I'm very excited about tonight.
I only have like a little bowl of fruit and some water. And then I did bring like a drink on the side in case I want to drink something. So.
You and Nomi are so delicate. You guys are like, I got fruit and wine, and I'm over here with beef liver, just hanging out.
I should let you know, I downed a cheeseburger from Whataburger right now before I made this board.
I think they just opened one. Oh, speaking of which, Mags!
Hi! Mags, yay!
I'm so glad your mic's working now. Did Nomi's suggestion of unplugging it and plugging it back in work for you?
I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but I did a hard reboot and it restarted it. Somehow, for whatever reason, StreamYards was not liking what was going on, so I just restarted the computer. So I have no idea.
Yeah, earlier StreamYard was giving me an issue just coming into the studio and setting things up.
Wow.
So it might be a StreamYard thing.
I don't know, but I've got, since I can't drink alcohol for Lent, I've got a non-alcoholic Corona.
Cheers, girl. Sober life. Let's do this.
I even got the lime, so I'm good.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yay.
So it feels like I'm one of the girls with alcohol.
Rachel, what are you drinking?
What?
Are you drinking water, Rachel? Oh, you're muted, by the way.
You didn't see that. You didn't hear anything. Maybe I should just like go and quickly make myself a drink.
Go make yourself a drink, girl.
You got a minute? Yeah, go.
No
We'll wait for you.
All right, don't wait for me.
No, go for it. Well, go. We can chit-chat and wait. We'll give the chat. Oh, you know what? We should probably say hello to the chat. That probably would help. Let's get into that.
Oh my gosh, me and Mags are like matching. Mine's a Corona too.
Yes, girl.
I didn't know.
Great minds.
I didn't know they made alcohol-free Corona. I'm with this brand, which I'm not sponsored, but please sponsor me. Free is a alcohol removed wine, so it doesn't taste like juice. Like everybody's like, it's just juice. No, it actually tastes like the actual wine. This is Chardonnay. Figure white wine for tonight.
So it's not like red. The Welch's sparkling juice that we used to drink at New Year's Eve or something as kids.
No, this actually tastes like good wine. It just removes the alcohol. I know the alcohol is the fun part, but when you're living a sober life, might as well get into it. All right, let's get into the chat. Hello, Lawrence, over at Nomi's channel. First, awesome. And then we have the lovely Smooth. Thank you, Smooth, for being here. One of our mods. Always good to see you, my friend. Jacob, nice to see you as well. Keep going down the line. Mongoose, I just saw him over on Kara's channel. Him or her, I don't know. I'm not going to ask. It's just, yeah. I don't know. Which one? Let's keep going. Tom B. Hello, another one of our lovely mods. Dom H over at Nomi's. Is that the New York Yankees, right?
New York Yankees, yes. Dom H is a fan.
Rick, clearly. Hello, my brothers and ladies. I don't think I'm on. Mrs. Sassy is in the house. Hello, Miss Sassy. I will actually be on her show tomorrow with Vex and Gooch. I'm very excited. Mob wife attire again, which is going to be a lot of fun. I actually have fur this time. Hello, Mr. Cannoli as well. And I think that is... Oh, nope. Gravy D. It's like I was wondering where you were, Gravy.
What's up, Gravy?
And let's keep going. I think that's everybody. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. All right. You have your... What are you drinking, Rachel?
Pepsi and vodka.
Ooh,
nice. It's always going to be like vodka and something nice. This house is well stocked with vodka, so we're good.
Well, Lily, it looks like the chat might know you. So I'm going to end the poll with The Notebook at 62%. La La Land at 12% and Crazy Stupid Love. So I think everybody is correct on it. Hold on, let me pull this up. Where is it? Everybody loves this movie, right? There we go. So we're going to be talking about Lily's favorite choice, The Notebook.
The Notebook.
I don't know if anybody was surprised it was a Ryan Gosling movie.
So shocked.
I was so shocked. And Lily has me a clip I can share with you guys. So let me pull that up for you. Where is it? You said the first clip, Lily?
Yeah.
Hold on.
They should be like all in order. They made it easy on that website.
Let me pull it up a little bit so that we get both of them in the clip since I can't share that much. Here we go. Here we go.
I could have been a bird?
What do you mean?
Like reincarnation.
I don't know.
Wow, he looks so young. So young.
He was a baby.
So Lily, why is this your favorite movie? Why is this your slumber? Pitch us. Why should we watch this, Lily?
It's one of my favorites, but I think I gravitate towards watching this one just because I kind of feel like it has a lot in it. And if you know me, I like happy endings, but then at the same time, I also kind of like a tragic sort of ending, and this one has it. It's got kind of both. So I don't know. Have you guys all seen The Notebook? Am I about to spoil it or?
No, go ahead. I've seen it.
I've seen it.
Like, you know, oh, what happened? Oh, okay. All right. So basically, this movie is about they're in the South. So it's your typical, rich girl that finds herself falling in love with a poor guy. And they really do fall in love. But of course, the parents don't approve of him, and they send her off to college somewhere very, very far away from him. And you kind of see in the movie that, I mean, it was real love, even though they were teenagers. He writes to her 365 letters. Her mom keeps all 365 letters from her. So she thinks that he totally forgot about her. And then when they meet up again, she like calls him out on it. You'll see like a clip later that she's like, why didn't you ever write to me? It wasn't over for me. And he basically tells her, he's like, I wrote you 365 letters and like, it wasn't over for me. And then like the famous scene where he goes, it's still not over. Then they're in the rain kissing, and it's amazing and everything. So they do end up together, and then they grow old together. And then like the tragic kind of sad part that we come to find out is that she gets Alzheimer's. And throughout this movie, you see an old man and an old lady, and he's telling her the story of this couple. And then in the end, you find out that it's actually their story. And they end up dying together, like holding each other, and they both die, which I had come to find out that all the streaming services actually changed. They ended differently. And this is why physical media is very important. They changed the ending.
Have you ever read the book that it's based off?
I have actually never read the book, which surprises me a lot because I guess the streaming ending is the one that's supposed to go with the book ending. But I don't like that ending. I think it makes much more sense after all that they went through that they end up dying in each other's arms instead of leaving it open-ended to like, oh, well, maybe they just fell asleep and they're like gonna live together for longer. Like, so to me, that just makes it a little more like higher stakes. Like, oh man, he loves her so much that he tells her their story like every single day, and he sticks by her even though like the kids come to visit them, and the kids are like, no, Dad, like she doesn't remember us. Come home and we want to spend time with you. And he's like, no, like your mom is my home. This is where I need to be. And I'm like, it just gets me every single time. Like I love the story, and they're just so very like passionate towards each other. It's amazing.
So I saw the musical. The musical is actually closer based off the book. So the book ending, because I've never read the book, and when I went to see the musical, I was like, wait a minute, this is not how it played out in the movie. This is not how. So I guess the musical is closer to what the book is.
Yeah, it is. But like I said, I don't like it. I don't like it because it just kind of ends and you're like, okay, I guess. And this is the scene that's like the famous scene where they're in the rain.
My internet. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you missed it.
I know. Hold on 1 second. I can bring it back. I've got probably way too many tabs open. Sorry. No.
Your computer's like, no, what's going on?
My computer's like, no more Ryan Gosling for you. You always talk about Ryan.
I don't think it's just you, Nadia. I'm having issues as well with StreamYard.
Yeah.
Is StreamYard gonna mess up our slumber party?
I
might.
think so.
Get it together, StreamYard. Because you were
Okay,
having
I-
issues
Damn you,
too, Max.
StreamYard.
weren't
It's
you?
like it's
I've got
StreamYards
the
is being
gift.
the StreamYards is being like a brother. He's trying to crash the party.
You can't hang with us. This is a no boy zone. Get out of here.
But the boys are allowed in the chat. That's fine.
That's true.
Yeah, you can be in the chat. That's okay.
Yeah, the boys can be in the chat.
And don't alienate our audience.
Ooh. Somebody
Oh
did
my
a heart.
god.
I'd be interested in seeing what that looks like. For
I want
sure.
to see that.
Boy, even harder. That's fun. I saw we had a couple more people join in. We have Love It. Hello.
I love it.
I love it.
I saw Trish too, because I saw your Dune bucket, popcorn bucket comment. I'm seeing Dune Saturday. I hope. Listen, if you bought a popcorn bucket already, leave some for the rest of us. Okay. So some of us won't get to the theaters until the weekend. So leave some for the rest of us. Lily, so when did what well, I guess you explained the movies. Is there any fun facts you have about the movie? Any that you know of?
Not really.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm like, I just had my clips, but like StreamYard is being a butt right now.
let me see if I can keep talking. Let me see if I can refresh and then maybe pull up at least that clip. So keep talking while I get this up. Let's see.
So I know what is it with the Notebook? How do I it's such an iconic film because it was really well done and everything else. It was what year did it come out, Lily?
2004.
2004. So I mean, I felt like this was a time period, especially in the early 2000s, was a really good time period for a lot of movies back then. And for this to come out, Rachel McAdams is just fantastic in this role. And even look how young Ryan Gosling is too.
He looks
he's
like
a baby.
Oh, wait, I do have a fun fact. Did you guys know that Britney Spears actually auditioned to play Allie?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. They actually released her audition tape, and you know what? She didn't do that bad, except that they didn't go with her because they didn't feel like she was already Britney Spears' super pop star, so they felt like if they put her in the movie it would take too much attention from the actual movie, which I love Britney, but I'm glad they went with Rachel McAdams because she did such a great job. Oh my gosh, I love her as Allie and I hate her all at the same time.
Also, wasn't it known that like Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling didn't get along with each other on set?
No, they were dating.
They were dating. Okay.
Oh, that's completely opposite.
Yeah, because they actually, I remember watching the MTV Awards. They won for Best Kiss, and they actually like did this whole dramatic thing on stage, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, like wow, they really like went for it." But they were actually dating during the time.
Who is he married to now?
Lucky her. Eva Mendes.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Good for him.
But, and then that's weird because this is also a movie that I think like I'm more on his side than I am her side. Even though like she's a woman, you would figure that I would totally understand, but
Lily, you're on Ryan Gosling's side all the time, okay?
No, it's because he basically never even tried to find anyone to replace her. Like he had other women that he would just kind of, sleep with to pass the time off or whatever. But he never got over her. She kind of did because she became engaged to James Marsden in the movie, which he's gorgeous too. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, like he never tried to replace her in any way. Like the house that he built for her in hopes that she would see it and somehow they would come back to each other. And it happened. And it's crazy because, yeah, she's the one that's got these two men stringing along, not figuring out what she wants. And that's why that's another like famous line that everyone uses to like make little videos or memes when he's like, what do you want? And she tells him, she's like, I don't know. It's like, how do you not know? Oh my gosh. Like, what do you like? Who do you love? It's not that hard to figure out. Like, oh, I don't know. So I get mad at her every time I watch this movie.
I think
when that comes out, I'm all love. You love him. Oh my gosh.
I think I can play the clip.
Like you're gonna be bored with the other guy.
Okay.
StreamYard.
I know. Sorry. But everybody gets the point. Go see it if you haven't seen it. If you like, I wouldn't call this a rom-com. This is just a.
No,
What would you label this as?
It's literally just like a romance.
It's just wrong. That's it.
Isn't it Nicholas Spark? That's who the author of the original.
Yep.
He's got a bunch of them. I think there's even a Miley Cyrus.
Yes,
one.
there is.
Yes.
With Channing Tatum? No. I could be wrong. But yes, I know which one you're talking about.
Liam Hemsworth.
And then there's a one with Zac Efron in it as well. Like he goes to war and he has like PTSD. And yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that one. I can't remember the title.
So see, it's not just like
Is that Letters from John?
Ooh, I don't know.
I think you're right. I think it might be Letters to John or from John.
Just trying to think.
Awesome. Lily, do you have anything extra to add about your slumber party pick?
I would just say watch it, even if the guys are like, oh, that's totally like a chick flick. Like, I don't think it is, because it focuses kind of more on Ryan's character and how he navigates through this whole thing. And I feel like this would be a pretty good movie to watch with your significant other as well. Like, it's just a good movie to watch together. And it's cute. It's like really, it's goofy. It goes into like goofy puppy love, into like real love, and then all this drama, and then it kind of resolves in the end. So you get a lot in this movie. So I recommend it.
Aww.
Aww. Yeah.
Yeah. That can do it.
Oh yeah.
That makes me sad. Man, I hope I go before Chris, because I couldn't bear it. I could not bear it. Oh,
Alzheimer's
that's actually like a. That's actually like a. Oh, sorry, Max.
You're okay.
And that's actually like an actual legit diagnosis that they found in couples that are older too. Is that when one of them passes, shortly after the other one follows, and it's broken heart syndrome. So that actually does happen too.
Yep.
Yep.
It happened to my grandparents. It's crazy.
Our generation's probably gonna live forever by the time science and stuff. They're talking about people in their 40s being able to live forever. So
well, no, I think that's all true. But like, there was one guy that I dated, and he says like, you know, if we ever get old, like if we last forever, I want you to go first. I was like, well, that's rude. He's like, no, because at least I know I was able to take care of you. I was like, oh, okay, then yeah, you redeemed yourself.
Be crying right now.
Start with that.
Oh no.
That's why this movie's amazing. Like, no matter how many times I watch it, this one and Nomi's pick, I'm not gonna spoil it, but your pick, oh my gosh, that one gets me too. Those are the two movies that I think I always credit.
Mine is such a yes.
Speaking of which, movies. So Lily recommends a Notebook. We have a poll going on for Mags's. Mag will be up next. In the meantime, let's talk about some current news. I know everybody's kind of tired of hearing about it, but let's talk about Madam Webb for the 100th time. So let me pull up the article. I still haven't seen it. I think I'm just going to wait to stream it if I actually do want to see it. So they had their box office still trailing behind Morbius, so everybody owes Jared Leto an apology. That's fun. I read this and where was it? It says the trail still trails behind Morbius. This movie, which stars Dakota Johnson, is the fourth installment in the Spider-Man universe. And I guess from what I understand from other articles, it was potentially set up for a sequel for the other characters in it, like Sydney Sweeney's character, the three women acting like teenagers. But I guess because this movie did so horribly, Sony has dropped it. Like, they're not going to continue with any Spider-Man universe. I mean, you can't have really a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man. That's my opinion. I am going to go see Craven though, just for Aaron Taylor, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I don't even care what the plot of that movie is. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm just gonna go watch it. But what do you guys think? I think Nomi, you've seen it. Rachel, Mags, Lily, have you guys seen it yet?
I just was not interested whatsoever. I mean, it just from the trailers to everything else, it just looked absolutely terrible. And nothing.
Agreed.
it did not interest me. And like you said, Spider. There's no. How do you have a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man or something about it? And even all the news that was coming out about this movie made it even more not worth my time or money. I mean, it's some of the interviews from Dakota Johnson too was just like, whoa, this is giving warnings, red flags all over the place. So,
well, I read an article that she thought that Madam Web was part of Disney MCU.
Yes, that too. And I remember seeing that across like Twitter, and I'm just like, and she thought it was part of the MCU, but then her agent told her it was part of Sony or whatever, and it's like she just kind of checked out after that. So, I mean,
I don't blame her. Like, she got, if anything, I think she got done dirty by her agent for not really like telling her up front before
signing that contract.
Yeah, before accepting it. Like, that's dirty work. If I was that agent, hey, just letting you know, it's not part of Disney MCU. It is Sony, and it's a spinoff, and it's not connected whatsoever with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland. So go with your own caution. That's just me covering my own butt. But, I guess that agent really wanted money or something.
And I mean, some of the clips that I've seen from this movie, I don't understand. The production value is just trash.
Okay, so Nadia is gone right now, but am I the only one who went to go see it? Like Rachel, Lee, Mags?
I think so.
Yeah, I could not bring myself to see it. Like like Mag said, like everything I kept hearing about it was just turning me away. Sometimes I'll go see a movie even if everyone tells me it's terrible out of morbid curiosity, but that's only because I still care like about the universe it's in, or one of the characters, or the story is slightly interesting. Nothing. There was nothing that drew me to this one. I'm like, I'm not going to waste my money. I'm not going to waste my time.
Yep.
I mean, y'all are smart on this one. Like I said, it was my good bro, my
Nomi,
good girlfriend.
We're giving you hints.
Yeah.
No, okay, here's the thing.
I'm like, she gets kind of a pass because it wasn't really her. She was tricked into this.
Oh, that's true. That is very true. That's a good point.
I was just telling you guys that it was my girlfriend, Alexis, who bought me the ticket. He took me to dinner because it was a kindness thing because I took care of his mom. His mom had knee surgery. So I was like, oh yeah, like I don't mind taking care of your mom, like cleaning around the house. And he's like, as a thank you, like, let me take you to dinner and I'll get us a movie. He's like, all right, that sounds fun. So after dinner, I was like, what movie are we watching? He's like, Madam Web. I was like,
no. That's something you tell your friend beforehand.
Here's the thing. I love him to death. He and I, we grew up with each other, but he is a shill. And he sees current MCU as better than, he will say that anything before Endgame is good, but he thinks current MCU is good.
Oh my gosh, no, I can't. Yeah. I'm going to go away now.
The only thing is, he's not your friend, he's my friend.
I revoke his man card.
Yeah.
I've even told him, like, hey, I'm questioning our friendship here because you know who I am, right? Speaking of 15 years of friendship.
Although Nomi, I do have to ask, did he think this movie was good?
Yes, I can bring up the tweet. He thought this movie was good. Let me bring it up. I kid you not. God. Like I said, I love my homebro to death, but dang, like
real friends don't let real friends watch crap out of them.
Yeah, and I argue with him. He's like, no. He even said, "I'm an echo chamber." It's like, no, I'm not an echo chamber. You're just like.
You're an echo chamber.
You were out of touch, my friend. I love you, but dang, dude. Let me find it. Here it is. Here it is. Let me see if I can share my screen, guys, because I want you guys to see it for yourself.
Those are just like the two Spider-Men pointing at each other, be like, no, you're the echo chamber. No, you're the echo chamber.
See, he's like, well, I, for one, liked Madam Web. It definitely had its moments. Not perfect. The villain was probably the worst, which I agree. But it was better than I expected and actually enjoyed it. There was even genuinely funny parts, definitely Sony Venom quality, but the best so far, in my opinion.
Best so far of what? Sony Spider-Man universe that they've recently done?
Yeah, I'm not going to open that can of worms with him.
No.
Real
Like,
friends.
And everybody don't go after him. He has a right to his own opinion as well.
It's true.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
no,
I
you
liked
should
the
talk about
Flash.
his-
You can
I get it.
you have a right to your own opinion even when it's wrong.
Yes.
I just want to
one
know
of
what
Oh, go
the
ahead.
appeal of Dakota Johnson, whatever her name. I want to know what the
Dakota
appeal is.
Johnson.
I don't feel like she has any movies that are that
I don't
just-
think she's a good actress.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like I said this last week. I like her as a person, but she is a terrible actress. God awful. Like I did not like her in 50 Shades of Grey. I didn't like her in what's that movie? It's called What's Your Number? It's like how many, like what's your body count number is basically what the movie is. It's based on a book. And even her acting in that movie is just dry. Like, oh yeah, like, oh, I need to like get that number up. Like put some emotion and real like life into your acting, homegirl. I love you, but dang.
All right.
So
that's
Smooth
me.
says in the chat for reference, 50 Shades did 569,000 in the 500 million. All right, I'm sorry.
God.
You
No,
Germans
that
do
movie-
something different when you write your hundreds and thousands. Smooth, you confused me.
I'm not surprised that movie made a lot of money. Oh, the series did, because that book series. I mean, it's a Twilight fan fiction that's like put spice in it, which we could have a whole stream about all the red flags in that relationship from both of them. Similar to Twilight 2. A lot of red flags between the two of them. I don't want to go speaking of red flags, because we're gonna now go into Mags's movie.
Tabitha, hi.
Hey, Tabitha.
Hola, Tabitha.
So we ended the poll for Mags. 55% people think your movie of the year, Slumber Party movie is Leap Year, where Me Before You was 22% behind. So on that note, let me pull up what your actual movie was. And the chat knows you. And how fitting, as it is. Yeah, how fitting it is, because it is Leap Year today.
It's Leap Year. I mean, I'm kind of giving it away with an Irish sweatshirt on. So, I mean, there's that. I mean,
so take it away, Mags. Why Leap Year?
Of course, it has Amy Adams and Matthew Goodnett. I remember when this, I think it was my mom and I went to see this movie together, or I remember seeing it in theater, and I think it was my mom and I, just because it just seemed interesting. It's set in Ireland. I am very much about Irish things. In fact, I have Irish heritage, and I'm very involved with a lot of Irish community things in the area as well where I live. So I was like, okay, I think romantic comedies and just rom-coms in general were beginning to I was beginning to warm up to them. I started warming up to them in college for whatever reason. Most of my life, I just didn't care for them. So I had a backlog of things to watch, including The Notebook. We just lost Lily. Oops.
She'll be back.
She said her internet pooped out. She'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep going.
So anyway, I was interested because it was set in Ireland and everything. So of course I'm just like, anything Irish. And of course it's a rom-com, so I'm going to go see it. And I, at the time, I think Amy Adams was just around her the time where she was where she had done Enchanted and all that kind of stuff. So, so far, I like the actress, so it's kind of like, all right, I'll go see it. And I really enjoy this movie. Yes, it's cheesy. Yes, some of it is a little predictable, but at the same time, it's hilarious because it's a lot of Irish humor. It's a lot of back and forth banter, arguing, trying to, one up each other a little bit on stuff. And Matthew Goode, who plays who plays a very handsome Irishman, of course. Yep.
Agreed.
Down on one knee. But it starts out where Amy Adams is a real estate stager in the Boston area, and she has a boyfriend who's a cardiologist, and that is brought up many times because when you hear the word cardiologist and you see the dynamic. Yes, they're like a power working couple or whatever, but there's clearly no spark there or no form of romance. It's very predictable. It's very comfortable or whatever. And it starts off with some scenes in the beginning where you see Amy Adams getting her. They're going out. They're supposed to go out to dinner. She's getting her dress done at a tailor or whatever, and then her best friend runs in, and she reminds me of all of us girls running in. It's like, I just saw your boyfriend Jeremy come out of Duprisco's, which I guess is a famous jewelry store or something like that. I guess whether it's made up, I don't remember finding anything about it. So correct me if I'm wrong if it's real if you're from the Boston area. And she was saying, I think you're going to get a bigger engagement from than me, you big jerk. So of course her friend thought her boyfriend coming out of Duprisco's meant possible engagement ring. You go to the dinner, and you see Amy Adams. She's anticipating it. He puts the box in front of her on the table, and at first you're kind of like this at the audience, like, that's not how you propose. And she opens it up, and it's just a pair of earrings. So of course you see the shock in her face, like, we've been dating for like 4 years. Why? What
4
is this?
years?
4 years?
Girl, get out of there.
And
get out of there.
Exactly. Well, it's funny. Of course, he's all about the work. So he's sharing like, oh, this was an open heart surgery picture or whatever. And she's like, not here at this restaurant, whatever. And then he gets called into work because the next day he's off to Ireland for a cardiologist conference. And then at the same time, there's some scenes where she is meeting her father at an Irish pub, and the father, goes, well, congratulations, that boyfriend of yours finally, stopped dragging his feet and asked my baby girl for her hand in marriage. But of course, he then talks about the story of leap year, or the leap day year tradition in Ireland, where apparently every 4 years it's something that occurs where a girl can go down on one knee and ask the guy to marry her. So I don't know if that's really true or not. I didn't really see too much on that, but I think it's just made up for the story. So of course, when that doesn't happen at the dinner, she's starting to look up stuff online, and she's like, this is ridiculous. And of course, the next scene is she's packing up her bags to go to Ireland to go try to propose to her boyfriend. And of course, a series of mishaps starts happening. She's flying over, there's a bunch of turbulence, and a storm happens. So instead of going into Dublin, she gets diverted to Wales. And then, it's raining outside. And let me see if I can share this. There's a clip here that's really, really funny. Let me see if I can find it. Not that one, but so let me see. Just give me 1 second. There's a clip where she's of course, she's always on a schedule, so everything is controlled and everything has to be on a schedule. So she has to get to Ireland in time to be able to get to propose to her boyfriend. So let me see. Try to share here. This is a lot of things. Just give me one second. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't apologize. This is a sleepover. We're
Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. So I think I clicked the sound. I think. Let me know if you hear anything when you share it. Do you hear anything?
Yeah.
Leap day. It's an old Irish tradition, and I need to buy a dress and find a ring and book a restaurant.
So of course I'm going to stop right there so you don't get copyrighted. But you see there the facial expressions of the Welsh Welsh airline crew people, and they're just looking at her like, you're a crazy person because there's a storm outside.
I love her hair.
I know.
Her hair is great in this scene.
Right. Right. Well, will you ring Dublin International Airport and get them to open a runway, especially for Madam, right away?
I think that's all you could, because it's only 6 seconds. Like, it can't be consistent of the same scene.
But anyway, so that there's a lot of like cute moments in that as well, and of course, right here I have the trailer, but let me see. But anyway, yep. So there's that scene, and from there she ends up hiring a boat to go over the Irish Sea, in which case it's all up and down, it's all a bunch of stuff, and then of course it's a stormy day, stormy time, and then next thing you know, she lands on a beach in Ireland, in the town called Dingle, and that's where she meets Matthew Good, who is he owns the pub Carrig. You can let's see, stop sharing. The pub Carrig, in which it's like of course in Ireland, a lot of pubs, especially in small towns, are like a pub, restaurant, and like a hotel in one. So it starts from there, and of course he's a little crotchety, he's got a little attitude, and everything else. And you see a scene where outside in the morning, where he's obviously got owes money on the pub itself. So that's where it starts off. So you have her desperate to go find her go see her boyfriend so she can propose to him, and then you've got Matthew Good, who uses her. It's like they use each other a little bit because he needs the money. She pays for him to take her to Dublin, but also it's a really funny romantic movie. There's a lot of gorgeous scenes in Ireland, of course, castles and everything. Lots of Irish humor. I don't know if anybody has seen this movie, so I don't want to spoil it too much of what happens in between. So I highly recommend it.
Today's the perfect day to watch it.
I know, the perfect day to watch
after
it.
This stream.
It is Leap Day. And of course, tomorrow is Irish month. So that's all I'm saying. It's a perfect combination. Good way to kind of get yourself into the Irish mood. But anyway, it's a fantastic movie. There are a lot of good moments in it. There was one moment where I'm not going to say why, but Matthew Good has to find the Claddagh ring, in which case it's in my jewelry box because I wear Irish rings. The Claddagh ring is a heart held by the heart of love, held by the hands of friendship, crowned with loyalty. That's basically what that means. And it's very special to him, and in the Irish culture, it is very special. It means a lot. A lot of times, it's passed down from generation to generation, or inherited, or bought in love for another. But it's very special to him. And when she finds out what that is, and the reason behind it, it really changes her mood throughout the story. And then one of the things I remember, what I love about the movie. Fight me! I know, it is a good movie. I love that movie.
That's a cute movie too.
It's a cute movie. One of the things that part of the banter, because they're trying to one up each other. He asks her, because when he finds out that she's a real estate stager, and he's like, "What's that? Like, I've never, you never heard of that term." And she says, "Well, I go into an apartment or home and I spruce it up for people to consider buying it." And he's like, "Do they get to keep the stuff?" And she said, "No." And then he says, "You're a con artist then." But then, of course, they fight it out. And then later down the road, it was like asking the question of, if your house is on fire and you have 60 seconds, what would you grab? And it's a really good movie to consider, materialistic value versus what's really important in life. And I really enjoy it. It's a fun movie. It's there's a little depth to it, but it's not that deep to the point where you need to turn your brain on. You can just kind of sit and enjoy and cozy up with your favorite blanket and your cat, like mine. So
I have a question for you, Mags. So with the ring, doesn't it mean something if it's pointing outwards or inwards to you?
Yes. And it depends on which hand. So if it's on your right hand, and it's pointing out, maybe I can go grab mine. But yeah, let me get somebody let me go grab mine real quick, and that way I can show it on camera. Okay, I'll be right there.
Yeah. So March is Irish month, because obviously St. Paddy's Day is in it too as well. But it's also my birthday month, folks. March 20th, first day of spring. Put it on your calendar. I won't tell how old I'll be, but I'll be old enough. I am intrigued by this movie because doesn't leap year only come every 4 years, I believe?
I think so, right?
Yes, it's every 4 years.
So I'm very intrigued by people who get married on the day. So do you celebrate it every year or every 4 years?
Every 4 years. So I know people who are 15 years old, even though they should be like in their 30s.
Mm-hmm.
No, I meant if you get married on it.
Oh,
That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea.
Yeah. So are you off the hook? You just got to get you married on leap year. You just got to celebrate which to me would make sense. You save up for like a nice trip every 4 years for your anniversary.
That's true.
That's what I was thinking. Like, just save up and go on this massive blown out.
Can you imagine?
You know,
that would be cool.
Excursion or something. This massive trip. I'm a fan of that. You know, keep it coming. We'll have it on that New Year or leap year.
All right,
Closer.
There it
Closer.
is.
There, yeah.
So,
we see it.
Oh, that's
so
so
if it's
pretty.
so, let me show you on the right hand. This is when it's facing out on the right hand. It means I'm single.
Oh.
And the right hand, it means I am dating or I'm steady.
Okay.
And then, of course, on the left hand, because you can use it as a wedding band.
Yeah.
If it's on the left hand facing out, it means I'm engaged. And if it's, of course, in, it means I'm married.
Man,
oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And isn't it bad luck? You're supposed to get it gifted, right? You're not supposed to buy it yourself.
Yes. My mom gifted it to me. So usually it's a tradition of the mother gifting it to the daughter.
Mm.
So
I'm married to an Irishman. If he's listening, I would like one.
Well,
saying.
Well, it's funny. There's an Irish festival going to happen in my town. It raises quite a lot of money for the community, and that's what it's there for. And there are plenty of vendors that come with, all kinds of rings. So
are they single? Is what I'm asking.
Well, I mean,
well, Max, go
date an Irishman, Nomi. Yeah,
yeah. I would love an Irishman.
Well,
Bring him here.
Honestly, like Irish, Mexican, there's very little difference between us.
Yeah,
yes,
that's true.
Like, no, if an Irishman would
Lily, you're exactly right. I know, and there's nothing wrong with this because I'm involved with a lot of things here, but I don't. I'm not bragging or anything, but I know a lot of very sweet, very nice older Irishmen. But let me tell you, if you're not used to Irish guys, most women may not like how they approach women, but they love their women. They love and respect. They love their women. They love and respect them. That's the thing. If they don't do it out of unkindness. They sincerely love and respect their women. So
it also helps that they come from most of them come from a very Christian background, and having that moral ground, I think, helps with any type of relationship that they have.
Yes.
Like
and
mine is Irish.
Yeah.
So,
and not only that, but they come from already a culture of especially if you look back through like ancient Ireland, have we go and love it? Ancient Ireland, women are very much held in high regard. So they're very respected. So it's kind of been within the culture, it didn't just from there and then into Catholicism, because when it was when Ireland converted, it stayed with that as well. So I mean, there's a lot of very strong Catholic saints over there. So I'm just saying. My confirmation name holds one, so that's.
We have a question.
I had a professor once that he was Irish and was telling us like, I had so much. I when he first moved here, he was like, I thought I was gonna be so out of the loop and I wasn't gonna have anything in common with anybody. He's like, nope, I love it here. I learned Spanish. He's like, I married a Mexican woman. He's like, and I was very surprised to find that she had a lot of the same traditions or kind of like the same things. He's like, he's like, it didn't take me too long at all to like assimilate into the culture. He's like, because we all do the same things, kind of. I was like,
that's what I was gonna say. If an Irishman is looking for a spicy quesadilla like me, let him know I should look up.
We're all gonna meet you at the festival.
Max, on my way.
So, ladies, do you prefer trunks or no trunks when a man wears a kilt?
No trunks. Keep it traditional.
No trunks. Yep.
I mean,
traditional.
Real men wear kilts. Mine does. Mine does quite often. Real men wear kilts.
Che, do you know why there's a plate right in front on the kilt? It's because it's weighted down for there being a windy day.
I know.
Yep.
Personally, I've tried to pull that thing. I know.
I will say there are some groups like Celtic Thunder who some of the men in it will go traditional, and their final song of the show, yes, I've gone to many of their shows, they will spin around during their final song while they're wearing kilts, and you can tell which ones are going traditional and which ones aren't. That's if you're sitting close enough to the stage.
Hey, they know what's up. They know what's up. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do. They
Here
know
out
their
in the
audience.
desert, it works for him because it gets so hot out here. I mean, why not, right? Why not wear a kilt? Let it air out.
My brother played in a band and bagpiper corps. He was a bagpiper, and for a Virginia Military Institute. And let me tell you, the bagpiper corps, they were serious about their nothing being underneath, like no underwear, nothing. So,
I mean, I get it. I would too. Let it all air out, man.
It's a very manly thing. It's wearing a kilt and being all dressed in like that kind of garb, like it's. I'm not.
Let me see if I can find the photo. My husband, we went to a Harry Potter wedding a while back, and he did a kilt with the traditional socks and everything. Let's see, but he did wear underwear underneath.
No, he's not supposed to.
He's wearing a black kilt and he's wearing Hufflepuff colors. But he loves it. Yeah, he looked great in it. And so many people came up to him that night and was like, you are audacity to be looking that cool. Because I think a lot of men want to wear kilts, but they don't know where to begin to buy them. And it's not wholly accepted, right? Especially in the day and age. But I say go for it, guys. Kilts look great on men. Especially with traditional wear.
And let me tell you, especially with guys who have good-looking legs,
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, especially if they play.
It's getting a little warm in here.
I know. Let me tell you. So I mean, that's the one thing that I love about this movie. There's not there's no scene about kilts or anything like that. But it's funny just because I watched it last night with my mom. And because it was funny, I texted her. It's like, what should I talk about? Comfort movies. This was a couple days ago, and she was like, well, what about leap year for leap day? And I'm like, Mom, I love you. So but yes, it's fun. It's classic. It's a little it's lighthearted. It's a lot of gorgeous scenery. I mean, you can see on the back here, like of course, walking up to a castle and everything. You really cannot go wrong with the scenery. And of course the music is fantastic. And it's a very sweet story about just really knowing what is most important in life and learning how to go for it. But also it's really funny. I enjoy it. So may not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's my cup of tea. So I actually had a cup of tea last night with a little Irish teacup. So
well, chat, just to let you know, Rachel's movie will be up next. There is a poll going on in the chat to guess her comfort movie. We're going to give it a few minutes for everybody to vote. So we're going to move on to a fun topic, kind of in the rom-com thing, right? We've recently had rom-com called Anyone But You. And I guess the tea is way more important.
I've seen it.
Or more.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet either.
Yeah, with Glen, Powell, and Sydney Sweeney. And I think what the highlight was right here, right? That they're somewhat potentially maybe becoming the next Julia Roberts and George Clooney duo.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was your pick, Lily, correct?
No.
No, whose pick?
That was my pick.
All right, Max, give us the lowdown on the Anyone But You tea.
Well, it wasn't necessarily the tea. I was just seeing that with the fact that it's been doing so well in the box office, and the fact that Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney seem to be a very good it couple. That when this article popped out and I read it, I thought it was really interesting, and that Glen Powell as well said he is definitely wanting to work with Sydney Sweeney again. Well, I mean, how can you deny that? But also the fact that they really, really work well together. Like she says right here, when you find somebody that you really jive with, Sydney is so easy to work with and so fun. We're definitely trying to find the next thing. And of course, she's a fast reader and all that kind of stuff. So he has a lot of good compliments for his co-star. And basically, like I think they're starting to read another script together. So I mean, if they're the hottest couple, you might as well go for it. And especially if they're a really good actor and actress, keep going. I mean, it's really, I don't know whether you guys noticed this today, but there's not a whole lot of chemistry and a lot between actors and actresses, it seems. And so if there's good chemistry dynamic right here and that makes it believable, just stick with that. Just stay with that. So it's really, really good to see that they're using this success and that they have really good rapport. And I think that's good news. At least finally we have an it couple, I guess you can say. The power couples. It's just like in old Hollywood, how they always had power. These couples.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Max, on that. Yeah, I 100% agree with you because I know like that one movie with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, Passengers, that was supposedly to be the it couple, and it just never happened. And honestly, I didn't like their chemistry. It didn't mesh well. But with Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney, it was like natural chemistry. Like it blended well. I saw the movie and they had a lot of good banter with each other, and it was like friendship banter, and that's what made the movie great to me, in my opinion.
I haven't seen the movie yet, but what I was talking about the tea, like the little note that I made, is that while all of this was getting promoted and while it was getting filmed, apparently I think Glen Powell's fiance or girlfriend broke up with him because of because
I remember that. Yes, I remember that.
Because their chemistry was so great that instead of inviting her to set to take them with his family that he had invited to the set to go do a bunch of stuff, there's pictures of actually Sydney joining him and his family going around doing different activities. And the girlfriend was like, what the hell's going on? And then I guess people didn't know that Sydney Sweeney had a boyfriend. So everyone was just assuming that she was trying to steal Glen away. And it like turned into this big old thing that I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know anything about the movie. I just knew that part of it. But I think Sydney's still with her boyfriend. I'm not too sure what happened with Glen and his fiance or his girlfriend. But I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, because it's so awkward that, like, yes, they have to have great chemistry too. But like we've seen it happen that sometimes they fall in love and it's really hard on the significant others. Because I think Denzel Washington actually came out saying that because of respect to his wife, he'll no longer do any more love scenes. And he stopped doing love scenes anymore because of that. So I'm like, yes, it's really great to have the chemistry back, but it's because if you look at them, they do look like they're a legit couple. Like they don't look like they're just hanging around.
They're not really acting. Yeah. It's more like
like Ryan Gosling and like what's her name, Margot Robbie. They're friends. They're actually like friends, and she's friends with his wife, and you see them together. They don't act like they're a couple. They're just like friends hanging out. But when you see Sydney and Glen, like they look like they're a couple.
Wow. I knew that Neil McDonough, I think it's
Neil McDonough.
I know for the longest time I wouldn't say blacklisted, but he had roles because he did the same thing where he wouldn't even kiss another woman out of respect for his wife on set, which kudos for him, man. Go for it. I mean, don't go for it. I mean, respectfully. So this will segue into, I'm going to end the poll. So we are at 43% letters to Juliet, right? Midnight in Paris got 28%, something viral 28%. Nobody voted for My Life in Ruins.
Wow.
I know. So
what? That's 3 out of 5. How does the chat know us?
I know.
Well, I didn't pull up the movie yet. Yes, it's letters
on
to
you.
Juliet.
It's My Life in Ruins.
Yeah,
that would have been funny if it would have been My Life in Ruins.
Letters to Juliet.
Fun fact.
Go ahead.
Fact, I do love My Life in Ruins, though. It was not my
gift for it,
but I do love that movie. The other two I have not seen. But
So
Letters,
pitch your movie,
Midnight in Paris
Rachel.
is really
Letters
good.
to Juliet. It's. I mean, I have to preface this by saying, I love a lot of movies, and yes, Tabitha. As much as I love Lord of the Rings, first of all, it is my favorite series to watch, but I was told I could not pick Lord of the Rings for this, so unfortunately, I couldn't pick it. But yes,
Who said you couldn't pick Lord of the Rings?
We were talking about it before, and we're like, nah, don't do Lord of the Rings.
Oh, don't do like.
I think we meant like as
yeah.
series, did the trilogy or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. No.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
I mean,
it is one giant movie, basically.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, you can't watch just, and they're like chips. You can't watch just one. But I wanted to pick something that had like kind of like a slumber party, girls' night sort of theme. So I wanted to pick more like a rom-com territory. And I don't like a lot of rom-coms. I, for a very long time, was very bitter about romance. And so a lot of rom-coms I'd watch, I would stop about 2/3 of the way through the movie, because that's always when the couples break up. And then I just stop and be like, they're as unhappy as I am. It's really sad. But this one, like, I just could not stop watching. I don't really know why, but this one like really got to me. And I think part of it is like it's yes, it is a younger couple kind of like finding their way and whatnot. I'll give the summary in a minute. But like the main couple that you're supposed to be following is this older couple where they're trying to like get back together, and it's a really, really sweet love story between those two. But this movie, another land far away, this one's set in Italy, and I am Italian, so of course I connected with that, although I don't look Italian at all. So this one is about the character Sophie, played by Amanda Seyfried, and I love her. Sophie is an investigative journalist in New York, and she and her fiance, who is starting his own restaurant, they are so busy they decide to do their honeymoon early before the wedding. And Sophie's told, this is a honeymoon, a nice getaway for us, but it's actually her fiance is trying to go out and meet vendors for his restaurant. So she's kind of alone in Italy, doesn't really know what to do. And she comes across this wall in Verona where a lot of people will write these like heartbroken, sad, longing for their love, or happy celebration letters, and they would put them on the wall. And then at the end of the day, there's these volunteers called the Secretaries of Juliet. They would come collect the letters and actually write back to these people. And I found out later that that is based on a somewhat real idea where people do actually go to a wall in Italy, write letters, and volunteers respond. But Sophie meets the Secretaries of Juliet and decides to help with their cause, like writing back to people. And Sophie finds this letter that was written 50 years before. And she tracks down this woman and writes back to her. Is this really sweet story how there was this woman from Britain who fell in love with this worker in Italy, and they couldn't be together, and she left, and they were brokenhearted. So Sophie writes to her. The woman actually comes down to Italy to meet Sophie, and they actually work together with the woman's grandson to track down the guy that she had met 50 years before. And it's all this whole adventure where Sophie and the grandson are kind of falling in love. And it's really sweet, but they, of course, there's always going to be conflict and whatnot. And the older woman finally track down the guy, Lorenzo, and they find out that he had just lost his wife and she had lost her husband, and they get together, and it's really sweet. And you're also following their love story, but also Sophie and the grandson's kind of flirting and their own story. It's a really sweet movie. I love it. I love the landscapes. I would love to go to Italy.
Me too.
And it's one of those stories that it's like, there is no age on love. Like, you can be much older in age and still find love even after you've had it once. There is still hope for people. I loved that idea, especially because like when I was growing up, I kind of had it in my mind of like, get married young and, have a family and whatnot. And then I was just felt like I was getting older and older, not finding love, and very torn up on the idea. And then I saw this movie just at the right time in my life, and I just loved that message. So I definitely encourage watching this movie. Like I said, very sweet love story between multiple couples, and
Nadia, you're
and
sharing.
our
I
screen
know.
going
I'm sorry.
crazy.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, I was
No,
typing
I'm
it in the
gonna
chat
Yeah.
so we wouldn't interrupt.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rachel.
I love. It sounds like a really great movie. I've not seen this movie, so I'm gonna watch it. So
Oh, highly recommend. Such a good movie.
Yes.
I went to go
Yep.
see it in theaters.
Uh-huh.
I thought I was not gonna like it because at that time that's when like raunchy movies is becoming like a bigger theme.
yeah.
And I honestly thought that's what it was going to be. And I went to go see it and I was like, this was actually refreshing. I'm gonna go and see it with my mom because I know my mom would like it because it's a cute story. It follows what Amanda Seyfried's doing in her career and the fact that she was able to make that connection with Lorenzo and the woman from the UK. But the grandson was being so skeptical and such like a Debbie Downer. He's like, no, this is gonna work, Gran. Let's just go home. Like, I don't want to leave you here. But like both Amanda and the lady from the UK was just like had this hope and they succeeded.
Yep. Yeah, the grandson was very like, no, you already had my granddad. Didn't you love him? And you'll never find love again. And Sophie and the older woman are like, but there's always hope. Yeah, that's Sophie and the grandson flirting and being cute. But yeah, it's just a very hopeful message. And of course, it ends very happy. But yeah, I really loved it. And I do definitely recommend it for people who like rom-coms and like that kind of message. But yeah, like Nomi said, it is a very sweet movie. It's not, like raunchy or anything like that. And even Sophie and the grandson both have like strained relationships with their own parents. And there's also a lot of like family themes in the movie as well. And they end up connecting with each other because of that. Like, I think Sophie's parents actually left her when she was a young kid and she was raised by like her aunt or something like that. So yeah, they very much connect on like strained relationships with family and all that. So there's a lot of really sweet messages in that movie.
Very cute. I highly recommend going to Italy. I've been there. Go while you're young too.
I really want to go to Italy and Ireland.
Yes.
I was very fortunate to go and get married by the Vatican in Rome and got to spend some time in Italy. So
oh gosh, that would be so awesome. I would love that.
Which surprisingly was cheaper to do than have a wedding here in the States. I spent like 2.5 weeks in Italy. Yeah. So I highly recommend if you ever go to Rome or Florence, Tuscany area, hit me up. I've got a ton of great food places to give you that are like tourist, not non-tourist places, like where the locals go to eat and stuff. Nice. We do have another poll going on Nomi's pick in the chat, so go ahead and vote. It's actually pretty even between the 4 movies that are selected. So let's see if everybody can guess 4 out of 4. Yeah, 4 out of 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 4. 4 out of 4.
Yep, the chat is 3 for 3 so far.
Yeah,
10
I know.
4 for 4.
I want to see if they'll be able to guess.
I want to see if you get it wrong, and I'm going to laugh hard if you guys get it wrong.
So do me a favor and go ahead and hit the like button. Share the stream if you do so, please, and tell your friends. And please subscribe if you haven't to the Inside All Day channel as well as Nomi's channel, Nomi Without You. So moving on to our next topic while we wait for the chat to vote. How do you guys feel about Babygirls?
Oof.
I hate it. It's disgusting. It needs to be stopped. Make men real again.
Thank you. Masculinity is not toxic.
No.
That's all I gotta say.
So I guess the baby, which when I first read this, I thought it meant, women like to be called baby girl. And I'm like, okay, I can accept that. Some women do. My best friend loves to be called baby girl. I get it. But no, it's the reverse. I guess the in thing is, and I don't know why they include Pedro Pascal in this, because he's not a feminine man. Like Timothy Chalamet, I can understand the more petite, a little bit more embraced in your femininity type of man. But Pedro, I can't see that. Maybe
I
because
don't
his
understand
stylist fucked up a couple
Jacob
times.
Elordi either. Yeah, it's because his stylist puts him in a lot of really weird clothes.
Yeah, they chose the pictures because of style, not because of
Yeah.
necessarily the actual baby girl vibe. That is supposed to be more like behavior, showing your femininity, that kind of thing.
Yeah, same thing here. Like he looks like an average guy, like a boy next door kind of.
Yeah.
Like what is baby girl about that? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't
He's
get it
just
either.
Really standing there.
It's like,
So
what?
I guess a man who is a baby girl comes across as sweet, charming, a bit bashful, and seemingly in touch with their feminine side, ready to talk about their feelings and carry a purse to brunch at some point.
Yep. So this is the guy that you like bring to lunch. You talk about your relationships with essentially the guy who's straight, but you treat him as though he's gay.
Well,
that's very stereotypically.
So like
That's
they're
very
talking
true.
about the friend zone guy. That's who they're talking about.
Yeah.
With the new
Yeah.
name.
Which is true because I call all of my gay guy friends baby girl and they love it. But I like what they're just saying, like I go and have brunch with them and we talk about the tea, we talk about what's going on. And it's good, but they own it, but they don't dress like it. And I do it just in passing, like in a joke, like, hey, baby girl, you want another mimosa? And they're like, yeah, it's queen. And then we just get another round.
I like this.
But what they're saying is they want the I guess
Tabitha, I 100% agree with
essentially,
you.
yeah.
Well, that and my husband. My husband could call me baby girl if he wants to.
But it seems like what this article is trying to get at is like now you have to be in love with your gay friend, essentially. Like they're saying that women want the gay friend in a partner. And I don't know anybody who's like that.
Listen, give me a beefy man. I mean, I get it. Some women like the more slender, petite type of guys. Nothing wrong. Doesn't mean that you're not a masculine man. I need a man who's burly, with chest on his hair, with hair on his chest. I said chest on his hair. Hair on his chest.
Chest on his hair.
Maybe a little pot belly. Maybe like you don't have to
hair
have
on his testicle.
You got to be taller than me. You got to have big, broad shoulders, a nice beard. You know, like give me like, give me a mountain to climb, not a stick. But again,
I 100% agree with you, Nadia.
I'm
you need a burly man. That's all I
Yeah.
ask. Like if you are a lumberjack from Canada and you are 6'5" and you have the axe over your shoulder and you're just burly,
and especially if
just
you're
letting you
wearing
know I said what's
flannel, you gotta be wearing that flannel.
Flannel.
I gotta say that's what I'm wearing now. I'm wearing my man's flannel.
See,
This is what we do. It's what we do.
So I can borrow. I can borrow some flannel.
I love when my man wears like there's a clothing line called 511, which is like a tactical clothing line. It's meant for more like hunters or people who are more in tactical, but like normies who aren't into that can wear that too. He buys like most of his clothing there. He looks all right, hold on. So he looks fantastic when he puts an outfit together from that place. But yeah, I think this is moving towards the way of let's accept that men can be feminine and women can be masculine. Now, that is true. That is true. Completely true. You can have women that are a little bit more masculine. You can have men that are a little bit more feminine. But I think they're trying to make it where it's the pendulum is swing all the way. So like either you get a very masculine man who's toxic, right? Toxic macho man, or you get a very feminine touch your feelings. Like, no offense, those guys I don't feel can protect me. Like I feel like I can protect them. like I would take somebody out, like
or really they'd be hiding behind you.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine being out with Timothée Chalamet? Like
no.
I mean he's handsome,
Agreed,
but
Tabitha.
like if you
Yes, Tabitha.
Yep. Like if somebody there's a bar fight or something, I don't think Timothy can.
I could pick him up. I could probably pick him up, like cradle him and pick him up. Him and like to me, Tom Holland has a little bit more meat to him. Good for you, Zendaya. I mean, I would have made the switch too. I got you, girl.
I love them together as a couple.
But I don't get it comes off as you just want to destroy, in a sense, like I think it leads down to the nuclear family where you don't want men and women to be in their roles. Like there are good qualities about being feminine in a woman, and there are good qualities about being a man and very masculine. You come together as a couple, you kind of, bounce off each other. It's what makes us great. It's why, no offense, God put us on this planet together to patch us up. Not meaning to go Christian on everybody, but like I don't see why people find this attractive. And 9 out of 10 times, because I read a lot of Am I the Asshole stories for my other show, 9 out of 10 times girls who are dating men that are like this usually are cheating with more masculine men.
Yep. Yeah, which is why I don't see the point of this article, because it's so untrue. It's just trying to divide the sexes in the opposite way. It's trying to make, so much of this culture is trying to make women more masculine and say that's a good thing, but men who are masculine are toxic. So they should be the baby girl. They should be the feminine ones. It's just trying to get rid of those roles. It's trying to destroy the nuclear family. And it's so disheartening to see. And yet we see it all the time in culture where that's not what's happening, even though media is trying to push for that to happen. That's not what's happening. Men are still masculine, and the ones that are in pretty good relationships with women who are feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And here's your guy, Lily.
Yeah.
In shorts.
Yeah. The stylist.
Honestly, I don't know why Twitter had a big ol' problem with this, because they were like, oh, why is he wearing that? And I'm like, guys, it's literally just shorts. Like, if you were to make that pants, the outfit would still be goofy, but he's literally just in shorts.
Yeah, I think here's this, I feel like I could break this guy in half.
Yes, he's so pretty.
It's nothing against him or his talent. I think he's very talented, from what I've seen, but I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with somebody who can't protect me.
I'm with you on this, Tab. I'm with you.
I am 5'2", and let me tell you, I need somebody to protect me because there's no.
You're lucky. I'm 5'8". It's very hard for me to find a guy.
I'm 5'10".
I found my husband, but yeah.
Lily, I think you beat Nomi. I think you beat all of us.
Yeah, Nomi's tall. I know, I scour all of you guys. So, but what Nadia was saying is just I think I can snap this guy in half. That's where I'm coming from too. I am a 5'10" woman. I need someone tall, 6'3". It's not because I'm a materialistic or an image-driven person. It's more of I really do need someone taller than me, because I can't take a guy like Timothy Chalamet Bing Bong over here because I can break him in half.
Well, I've dated short guys. I'm 5'8". I've dated 5'2". I'm no disrespect to short kings, but I never looked at it as that's the type of person I want to have a long-lasting marriage or long relationship with either. Mm-hmm. The thought of marriage never came up until I actually met my husband, who is taller than me, thank God. But again, no disrespect to short kings. There are some really good-looking short kings out there who know how to do upper body. You skip leg day sometimes, guys. Got to put a little bit more effort in the leg day. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
I love leg day. How old is this dude? Is he still studying for his learn? I know, right?
She is on a roll in the comments tonight. I love it.
I love it. I love Tabitha. Tabitha is the real one. She really is.
Tabitha, we're going to have you back on soon. You're hilarious. I love having you around.
Yeah. I think he's in his later 20s, but he looks like 14.
He's 27.
Yes.
Yep.
He looks like his voice hasn't cracked yet.
He looks like he's still making Xbox controllers. Because that's how he started his career, was Xbox controllers. He designed them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How did you not know this about this guy? It's he designed Xbox controllers and he sold them. I think his gamer tag was painted tiger or something like that. And he would customize the controllers, the consoles, and mainly the controllers, and he would sell them. And that's what he's known for. I'm gonna find an article about that. Give me a second.
I also, so my conspiracy theory on this is the reason why women like men like this is because most of them are on birth control, and then once they come off birth control, they're I need a man with some meat on him.
There have been many cases where that has happened. Yes,
I'm curious on Lily's opinion on that because she's a nurse. If you see that or agree with it, could be my conspiracy theory hat talking here. What do you think, Lily?
No, yeah, it's true.
Okay.
I think there's
Thank you,
actually
Lily.
research articles out there that do confirm that actually.
Well, and not only that, but like it's like you're married and then you get off the pill to get pregnant, but then a lot of times the wife thinks, oh my goodness, I'm no longer attracted to my husband anymore because they got off the pill, and that happens so much. So
all right,
dangerous.
Chat here while I pull up Nomi's thing that she sent me. A few seconds left on voting for Nomi's favorite slumber party movie. Please go ahead and vote. There you go. Wow.
With the controller of the week.
Oh my god.
Here's Red Tiger.
He's such a boy. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Started it today. Yesterday. Finished it today.
Oh god, no way. He's like 5.
Yeah.
What's good, YouTube? This is Modded Controller 360 with the controller of the week.
My god.
Here's Red Tiger.
So tiny.
Adorable.
Started it today. Yesterday. Finished it today. It looks nice.
And this guy is leading one of the biggest movies of the year.
What's good, YouTube? This is Modded.
Well, I mean, okay, respect to him. Respect to him for being a nerd. I mean, this is very nerd credit shit. So I mean,
I will say
power to that.
I do have to say the best way he could have sold us on Dune was to make an Xbox controller that was like Dune themed. That's what he should have done.
I agree. I agree with that.
Nice. He's one of us.
He is one of us. One of us.
We're all so off.
I'm gonna support him even more now, even though he's not my type.
I know, but at least like this community, like at least we can like build each other up. Like he understands us. He understands what we like, our interests, our hobbies. He does it as a hobby. He does it as a craft, and he sells it. But now he's like making multi-millions than we are. So good on him. We should invite him. Yes, dude. I'm gonna tweet it out. I'm gonna like put it to the universe, put it to the Twitter world, and just say like, "Hey, Timothy Chalamet, do you want to play Powell with me and my friend Tabitha? Like, we have a blast."
Do it, man. That's why I'm learning Warhammer. I want to play with Henry Cavill. So, Nomi, I guess the chat is 4 out of 4 because they guessed your movie.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I know, right?
Dang,
I think there's some cheating going on. There is
definitely some cheating going on.
I have not. Hey, look, I have not voted because I know whose picks are. So I'm.
I haven't voted either.
Me either.
So, we got like a psychic in there reading minds.
It is Pride and Prejudice. Did I say that right?
Yes, Pride and Prejudice.
Thank you.
Yes.
Man, wait till everybody knows what my movie is.
This movie. Oh my gosh.
So, Nomi, pitch your movie.
Okay. If you know me, if you really get to know me, I think besides Lily, Tabitha is another one who has spent time with me, knows how sarcastic I am, how witty I am, and how like I can be a pessimist at sometimes, but like I'll see like the greener side, like the green side of the green on the other side. But this movie is about that. Like if you are stubborn, little fun fact, I am kind of stubborn onto certain things. If you're strong-headed, strong-willed, and won't give up because you have too much pride in you, or you just don't want to like let someone show your soft side, this is the movie you need to watch. I kid you not, like my sister and I, this is our go-to movie whenever we hit a depressive state in our lives. And it's nothing like sad, like we lost a family member or anything. It's just like, oh, I feel like being sad. Let's watch Pride and Prejudice. We'll watch this movie. This movie's like 2 hours long. And after that movie is done, we'll rewatch it again. And we'll do it for all day. We'll just have it playing throughout the whole day watching it because this movie is just, I don't know how else can sell it. But we got 2 stubborn people. And yes, it is the story about my life. It's about 2 people, both filled with pride. Mr. Darcy, who is him, he comes from a wealthy, well-off family. He is the it man. Like every girl swoons after him. And then Keira Knightley's character, Elizabeth, she doesn't see it. She doesn't get it. Like, yeah, she finds him attractive, but she's like, no, he's too pompous. He's too full of himself. Like, I don't like him. But like throughout the whole movie, the reason why I like it is because it does not go into love right away. It goes into witty banter back and forth and other side stories like her sister falling in love with his best friend. And like, I don't know, he can be like an ass. Basically, Mr. Darcy is an ass, but realizes like he did wrong and makes right of his wrongs and tries to repair it and helps Lizzie's family of like saving her sister who got married, who ran away and got married, and then fix the relationship between her sister and his best friend, and did everything that he can for the family because he secretly loves her. And she was too stubborn to see it or just too blind because she hated him so much. And at the end, they like realized like, oh, like we're meant for each other. Like, I didn't know you did this out of love because you had this for me. And like, I'm going to pull something up. And this is like the best way to describe this movie and how Keira Knightley is in this movie because it's funny. It's hilarious. And if you are like me as well, I love Vine. And if you recognize the lyrics in this Vine, this meme I'm about to show you, you and I are best friends. So presented this. So it's at this scene, this is Mr. Darcy confessing his love to Lizzie. And she's dumbfounded. She didn't see it coming. And this one is like, I love you, bitch. I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Because Keira Knightley is a bitch. And then she realized like, oh, I am too like snobbish to him. So I do probably need to lighten up a lot. So that's why I love it because it's witty banter. It's basically very formal classical way of saying this is like the classical way of what was the movie that we were talking about earlier? Anyone But You. This is the classic version of it, in my opinion. I don't know if anyone else has seen this movie.
I've seen this movie. I've seen
this movie.
I've seen this movie version. I've seen the BBC version with
Colin
Farrell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Colin Farrell. Yes, my bad.
Colin Firth. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why I said Colin Farrell. Oh my god. Anyway, yes.
This version is my favorite out of all the ones I've seen. Like, because you can tell throughout the whole movie that he starts falling in love with her, especially the scene where she starts getting onto the carriage and she thinks that his best friend is the one that's going to help her in. And then at the end notices that he's actually the one that gave her his hand. And when he's walking away, it's like a brilliant shot that they go back to his hand and he like does this because he's like, oh my God, I touched her. I need to like go away now. And like throughout the whole thing, they just focus on little shots like that you're like, this dude is like completely in love with her and she doesn't know it, but she's in love with him too. And it's like,
but
the best thing ever.
Not only that, when they're at the dance, because this movie is also known for like, oh, we're going to the ball, we're going to this dance. It's important to be seen there because you can find your suitor. So at one of the dances, he's like, oh, I find her like utterly repulsive and everything. He's talking mad trash about her, and her best friend are like listening in, like, oh, okay, crap. But he's just putting up a front to his friends like he doesn't find her attractive, but he really does. And that's why I love it.
Is this where and I've never seen this either, but I've seen clips where Bridgerton is kind of like bases some of it's like influenced by?
Bridgerton is trash compared to this. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Well, no, I'm wondering if it's
not be uttered in the same breath as
I was just wondering if it was like influenced by this
Lily's
movie.
about to fight.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No.
Okay. My bad, Lily. Oof, my bad. My bad. I've never seen both of them. This is not usually my type of movie to go. Like, I like really depressing, sad romance movies. Like, one of my favorite one is When Dreams May Come with Robin Williams.
Ooh,
and
that's a
it's
good one
about
too.
his wife who committed suicide and he has to go into the afterlife to get her. So, like, that's like my like romance type of movies. So I'm learning so much. I'm actually going to watch all of your recommendations and see if I like it.
I think you might like this one.
You'll love this movie.
Yeah, it's not straight. It's very good the way that they do it because, like she said, they have several other storylines going on too. Like,
and it's not like a rom-com or a typical romance. It's like because it was written in the early 1800s. The book, so it's not your typical modern romance, if that makes sense. It's not cheesy or anything like that. So
it's just, oh my gosh, it's so good. Like, Nomi, you don't have the clip where he's walking through the field?
I'm gonna get it. Give me 1 second.
Like, dude, and then the ending too. Oh my gosh, it's just the things that they say to each
other. That scene where he's
to each other, you're just like, where is that kind of love? Like, I was born in the wrong century. Like,
no, you're not wrong, because Lily, that scene where he's walking in the field, that one gets me all the time.
Yes, I'm all Mr. Darcy. How dare you?
Let me tell you, Darcy is another one that made me ruin my thoughts on men.
All right, I'll check it out. Will I be mad at my husband afterwards?
Oh, that one was one of my choices, actually.
Knight's Tale?
Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale.
Really good.
I love it.
I remember watching this on VHS. I had one of the ones that they give to like Oscar people to watch to vote. So when I would watch it, it would like on about it be like, please don't duplicate this, blah blah blah. I like scream across, and I wore that VHS down. I love the Knight's Tale.
That one, I love the message of it, that you can always change your story.
Ladies.
6 seconds. No, me 6 seconds.
Yes, sorry, Nadia.
I know.
It's okay.
It's technically 8 seconds, but I'm on it. Ladies, hold on to your drinks. You're in for a bumpy ride.
Oh, my drink is done though.
Oh gosh.
I get it. Okay.
Somebody get Nomi a fan. She needs to like.
I know.
Oh my gosh. I saw The Notebook and this one last night. I was done after that.
No, Nadia, I'm not done with this theme. You're gonna put this back up when we give like more seconds. I'm adding more wine to my cup. Give me a minute.
Okay, but remember, it can't be consecutive, so you can't start where you got to move it.
I know. That's why I'm just like.
There you go.
No. Oh no! What am I doing?
Tabitha.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Ready, kids?
It's just
yes. And look at that little cut on his shirt. Oh,
and Nelly, that the stride too.
Yes.
It's just,
And then the fact that it's like super cold, he loves her so much, he needs to go find her, and he just walks out of the house without caring that he's warm. Like,
and then, what he tells her, he's like, I couldn't sleep. I was like, oh my god, neither could I. Mr. Darcy, I knew you for me. Dude, by the way, your aunt came by my house and insulted me like none other. I had half of mine to give her my hand. Like, I really did. Man, his aunt was something else. And if that was me, I for sure would have been like, get the heck out of my house. Well, she did say that in the movie, but for sure be like,
great.
Who do you think you are coming to my house and insult me like that? Oh.
But yeah, Nadia, definitely watch it and see what you think.
Oh, God.
He's
they were knowing what they were doing with this movie, that's for sure.
Oh hell yeah, they did know. I'm gonna bring it a little closer. Okay, this is where he's like physically closer with her. Oh, Jesus have mercy.
Good camera usage.
That's what Lily's saying. Like they knew what they were doing when they made this movie. See, that's when she realized that she's a dumb hoe.
She's a dumb hoe.
Yeah, but watch it, Nadia.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
We're not gonna spoil the rest of it. So
I know.
Okay. Okay, I'll watch it. I'll watch it and report back. Don't ruin the movie.
I like this one, and I like all the iterations. I just love them all. That's just me.
This is not something
I love.
Pride
and Prejudice is my favorite. Jane Austen book, story, book, everything about it. It's my favorite. So
Nomi, you better watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to get copyrighted either.
Yeah, copyrighted.
Oh, Jesus, have mercy on my soul. Actually, if anything, bring a guy who's like Mr. Darcy, Lord. I'm waiting. What's up?
Well, if I find a very, very tall, strong, dark-haired Irishman at the festival, I'll see if I can get them.
Mags,
we need to build a time machine.
Mags, if they're ginger, extra points if they're ginger.
Okay.
Doing
Ginger,
Massacre.
really?
Shout out Gingers.
I
So-
love gingers.
I won't judge.
Two in this movie.
You want
Mr.
a
Bean.
Ron Weasley, apparently. Okay.
Gingers are the unicorns of people. They're so mysterious.
Like,
I want one.
All the guys in this movie they're handsome. So.
Dude, even his best friend who's a ginger, he's like dang
He's
handsome
hot. I
too.
don't care what anybody says. He's super cute.
Yeah, he's hella cute. Oh, so Nadia, yes, you have to see this movie. This movie gets me going.
There is a poll going on for the last movie we're going to discuss tonight, which is mine, which is completely different than all everybody's recommendations. So go ahead and vote. I know. No, it's even the choices are. So go ahead and give it a vote, guys, please. And we'll go on to one last topic before we get into my movie choice. So do we want to talk about dialogue in movies or firecrotch?
Firecrotch?
Firecrotch.
Let's do that.
I have not had enough wine to hear this, but let me pour myself another one.
New Mean Girls movie or musical or whatever it is removes the term firecrotch from digital release, right?
Yep.
The new Mean Girl, yeah. Which I didn't even see this movie or musical. Did anybody see it yet?
I just saw the news a couple days ago about this. It's weird. I mean, I think people walked in not knowing it was a musical, and then they found out when they saw it.
Yeah, I remember that. Bear with me. StreamYard is acting a fool for some reason. And it's coming up. No, here we go. And Variety is. Like, I'm sharing it, and it's... All right, let's just talk about it. Mean Girls, Variety reports Mean Girls cuts firecrotch joke from digital release after Lindsay Lohan was hurt and disappointed. A joke referencing the term firecrotch has been removed from the digital version of the 2024 Mean Girl after Lindsay Lohan publicly took issue with it. Firecrotch was infamously associated with Lohan's after socialite Brandon Davis made a crude comment about the actor's body in a 2006 paparazzi video that also featured Paris Hilton. Lohan, who plays Katie Heron? Katie Heron. I like this movie. Why can't I say this? And 24 original Mean Girls was made a cameo in this year's movie's musical rendition. After the film's release, her representation told The Messenger Lindsay was very hurt and disappointed by the reference in the film. So I guess in the new musical, they reference her to be a firecrotch.
Yep.
This is what you're paid to do, lady. Like,
yeah. It was like, it was so long. Like, it was a paparazzi guy, I think, who like was referring to Lindsay Lohan's body in 2006 and called her firecrotch or something, just because he thought she was hot or something. And she got all upset like then, I guess. But that was back in 2006. And then they just like made a very brief joke about it. And it was Megan Thee Stallion in the new movie who made the joke. Like, her character said it just like very offhand, and Lindsay was apparently so upset about this joke that the filmmakers are like, all right, yeah, I guess that was too far, we'll take it out of the digital release. I'm like, Jesus, really? From 2006? You can't let that little joke go? You gotta make them edit a whole movie just because you're like offended that someone essentially called you hot?
No, I'm here with the tea. Actually, what happened? I'm like, I followed all of this drama when it was like,
I love the tea. Let's go, girls.
Yes. No, so apparently there was a moment where Lindsay and Paris and Brittany all hated each other. And
I remember that.
Paris and Lindsay were beefing, and there was another friend of Paris's named Brandon Davis, I think. And he was just another little like rich kid. So they were out partying one night, and because she's a redhead, he said that to be disrespectful to her and called her a firecrotch. That's what she.
Oh,
like carpets match the drape.
Yeah.
Oh, is she a natural redhead though?
Yes.
Yes.
Like a strawberry blonde, but more reddish kind of.
I'd say, like, when people make fun of your appearances like that, just embrace it, man. Like, I feel you give them more fuel to the fire if you seem hurt or offended by it. Like, thus it opens you up for more jokes. Just embrace it. Call me firecrotch. That's fine. I'll get a patch made for my hat. Call me firecrotch, I guess. A lot of redheads were called fire. Yeah, I think. I mean, listen. I know I have gray hair now, but my actual hair was auburn red when I was born. So, fire. And never mind. I'm going into too many.
Stop
Too many
it.
Never mind. On that, I know how chat can be.
Yeah.
Go with it, chat. Go with it. Run with it.
Yeah. No. We don't need to talk about my crotch. Okay. But yeah, just embrace it and to take it out when it was originally like how insulted I feel that I can't make a choice in the media that I intake. How dare these companies go in and alter art and media just because to appease somebody or appease the 1%. Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it, is my opinion. Like, putting all of these warning shots in front of like classic Disney movies. I was watching one of my favorite ones is Peter Pan. Peter Pan's my all-time favorite story. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. They put like a warning in front of it of like, hey, we don't mean this is supposed to be representation of like indigenous people and stuff. Like, how dare you? Like, if someone doesn't want to watch it, it's really easy, guys. Just turn it off or go to something that, is in your little echo chamber. But I feel insulted. Like, my intelligence insulted that you would go in and remove something from the original piece of work. That's just my 2 cents. Anybody else?
Totally agree, because it's so like what they don't understand is that a lot of these movies were made in a different time. And we can all recognize that, yes, some things were a little, but that was the time that they were made in. Like, you don't need to, I know they were trying to cancel like Grease too. And I was like, that was it. That was made at a totally different time. Like, a lot of people that are actually fans of it, we're not offended. It's just you guys that are choosing to watch it and find things that are wrong with it. And like Nadia said, like, find something else to watch that appeals to you. We don't all have to watch the same things. Like, that's the great thing about all the streaming services, all the different kinds of movies you can choose from, all the different kinds of TV shows. We don't all have to watch what's popular. You can find something that you're gonna like.
And the thing is, it's art. It's between books, media, and games. It's a form of art that you're intaking. Let the artists, present it how they want to present it. Not have some studio go in and be like, Lindsay Lohan, or this is offensive, so we're going to remove firecrotch out of this. Seriously, firecrotch is the line. Like,
well, and it's like even like for the like The Office, the show The Office, which is really, really popular. The last time I did a rewatch, when I did, it used to be on Netflix for a long time, and then of course it moved to Peacock. Well, I noticed that Peacock took out some of the intro. They would always have like the intro scenes or like the introduction to like a show before the title part of the song, the infamous song. Well, some of those scenes before the title part, some of them got changed to something else. And I noticed it right away because I've seen the show like 1,000 times, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not right for this episode. Yeah, they just go right in and they start changing things, and it's like, it's not even as funny anymore because it's like it's almost like they use like the deleted scene or something else to try to put in its place, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you're not fooling me.
Didn't they remove episodes too, Mags? Like, episodes they thought were too problematic, they actually just removed them all.
I just don't understand. I mean, that at least for that particular show, it made fun of everything, and that's what a show like that should do. So I'm sorry if some small minority got offended. I don't care. Somebody's gonna be offended. Just don't watch it.
Yeah, I'm in the majority of like, fucking blow up the internet and let's all go back to physical media. Like, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of people taking in things that I grew up and enjoyed, and eventually, if I have kids, that I want them to enjoy. And like Tabitha said here, it's not to the studio heads, it's not to the 1%. It is to you as a parent to show what you want to show to your kid and educate them. Cinema history is a very important part of our society overall. Like, we come and go, but cinema stays, right? There's movies that you go watch, all the actors are, have passed away, but that story still stays. Like one of my ultimate favorite movies is Gone with the Wind. I love that movie, but now they have warnings in front of it. Why? It's cinema history, and it's also teaching a point in history in our nation as well. Which, by the way, that's another romance movie I guess I like. So the last movie,
Nadia.
Yes.
Look.
Oh, I have the VHS somewhere, the original VHS. I love the movie.
This is the 75th anniversary edition.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
I got it. I got it like many years ago when they were starting to talk about changing things or doing stuff to it. So I was like, nope, I'm buying it. So it's meet with me forever. So I highly recommend anybody to watch. It's a beautifully done movie. It's from the costumes, the way it's shot, the dialogue, the way they incorporated history. It's so beautiful. Oh, I'm so jealous. It's so great. And why do I have to be called a racist if I enjoy this movie? Music box.
Yeah, why? Look,
that's pretty.
Cinema's an important part of our society. That's so gorgeous. Nags, I'm gonna find out where you're living.
Steal it.
And of course, the Blu-ray, so it's preserved.
Yeah, just I don't want to be in the majority and being fed what the 1% of society wants us to know about. Like, this stuff is supposed to make you think, and even if you disagree with what you see, it also opens you up to have conversations with people. Movies were about, like, what did you think of it, or what were the meanings behind it, and this stuff. It helps you open up and branch out instead of living in a fucking echo chamber.
Yep.
All right, speaking of echo chamber, I guess we'll talk about my movie. End poll. It was 50-50%. Nobody, I guess, guessed. It was 5 out of 5. So, sorry, Mr. Tickle Trunk. It is not Deadpool. It is one of my favorites. It's a cult classic. Oop, hold on. Let me find it. And I love the poster design. It is the Slumber Party Massacre. There's a remake of it. Don't watch the remake. It's horrible. This is, I think, right under like 80 minutes of a movie. There's not a lot to the story. It came around a time where a lot of slasher films like this came in town. So with her parents out of town, high school senior Trish decides to throw a slumber party, but things go downhill when an escape killer wielding a power drill is loose in the neighborhood. It was screenplay and directed by Amy Holden Jones, which is really funny because if you actually watch this movie in certain shots, you would think a man actually directed this movie. It's very sexualized, just how some 80s slashers are back then. A lot of boobs, a lot of butt shots, right? But it's directed by a woman who, fun fact, went to write and direct the Beethoven movies.
Oh, wow.
The dog. Yes, the dog.
Oh, wow.
That's quite the change.
Yeah.
Pretty drastic change, too.
It's not a movie to make you think. It's not like your guys' romance movies. I laugh at this movie. I don't cry at this movie. There's some really cool kill shots. I don't know what YouTube's TOS on that, so I can't really show a bunch of the kill shots. I think I have like a GIF from it because I added a GIF from each of it. This guy is the killer. He's really creepy because there's a scene in the movie where, if I can stop that share, let's share this move. Let's share that. Where, I mean, you really don't get a reasoning why he's killing these girls. He's really creepy. He just goes like, "You're so pretty." Like it's like one of those creepy guys that, I love this. This girl. This is me in horror movies. I don't fuck with serial killers. I'll take a machete to them.
Hell yeah.
It's a fun, like, slumber party type of movie. You can kind of put it on. You don't have to think about it. You can just let it run. You watch it mostly for the kills because he kills with a big drill on it. There is a sequel. The sequel, as one of my friends calls it, Sucks Awesome, where it sucks, but it's awesome at the same time, again, because of the kills in it. So if you're into classic 80s horror films, I would highly recommend it. It's a fun movie to also put on around Halloween time if you got people over.
I think I like the sequel more than this one.
Oh, do you, the sequel or the remake?
The sequel, because it's so stupid. It's so stupid that you're like, oh my gosh, this is funny.
I need to look
I had
this one up.
Firecrotch still up on as a banner. Man, I'm off my game tonight.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, this like there's. Let me see if I can pull it to it. Is let's see. Like she cuts off his hand. She cuts off. She slices him in the gut, and of course, right, he dies, but they always come back. Kind of deal.
Of course.
And a lot of people think it's like a parody of the current horror movies at the time. I really think it's just studios were kind of seeing where movies were going at the time and just said, hey, let's just, put a bunch of beautiful women together, have a serial killer going around, slash and kill, and we'll get, butts in the seats for this movie. So I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. If you're not really into gore, maybe pass on it, but it's 80s cheesy gore where you can obviously tell it's like a fake prosthetic or it's latex over the arm and stuff. It's not realistic like we have horror nowadays. It's actually probably another movie of why I went into special effects, because I love stuff like that, to see the physical, even if it looks cheesy. So that is my movie for the Slumber Party.
That's the one thing about horror type movies even back then, is that it relied heavily on practical effects. So there's a lot of craft with that.
So I think we're at time, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining us in the chat. It was a fun slumber party. Hopefully in the future What?
Can we play something super quick that's on my phone? So my little nephew was trying to be a YouTuber yesterday, and he wanted to review our trailers, right? So I wanted to play you when he said about yours, because yours was the best. He doesn't understand like love and relationships, yet, because he's 9 years old. So all of our other ones, he was just like, well, there's this guy and this girl. And they're there. But yours was hilarious. Like when he liked Rachel's the best. He said that he liked that one. When he saw mine, he was like, hey, what's Ken doing here? Is that Barbie? And then when he saw Nomi's, his review was, I guess there's this rich guy and all these ladies want him, but one lady managed to find him.
Oh my god!
Max, he's like, there's these two crazy people, and they doing crazy things, and then they go crash. And I'm like,
all right, we're done for. We're done for. He's the new YouTuber. He's the new reviewer.
Yeah,
I tell you guys.
I want to play Nadia's because he got yours like so funny. I couldn't stop laughing. So let me see if you guys can hear it. Let me turn up the. Like, this is the future of YouTube, okay?
Ooh, spooky time. We just watched a movie that is spooky. The Slumber Party Massacre. So what happened was there was these kids, to be exact, that one of them wanted to invite all of them to a slumber party, but it didn't go as planned. Many people died in the trailer, so I don't really know who actually survives or not. And one of my favorite scenes was the pizza man dying.
That's his review.
Oh no, not
be an awesome movie reviewer on YouTube.
Yes, get him started now.
Yeah,
he's like,
well, he still has that childlike innocence.
He's like, there's a slumber party that didn't go quite as planned.
This is almost like it's instead of like trying to go into like the metaphysical and all this other deep stuff about it. This is like I want to say surface level. What is the best word? It's like your not so deep review or something. I don't know, something. I don't
straight to the point, Tabitha, right?
Yeah. But he did so good on that one. I was like, this is gonna trip Nadia out because she loves horror movies, and he got it like perfectly.
I should.
Oh no,
show
I
you
would
guys.
watch that channel. I would
So
watch that channel.
I am starting a horror series soon. I'm just waiting for some some stuff coming in, and let me see if I can open this. And I had JT actually design me a logo for my horror stuff because I want to kind of keep it separate from Inside All Day. And this is the final product for it. So in horror movies, the trope is like you never say you're going to be right back because more than likely you're not going to be right back. So he designed this for me. I'll be right back. Horror with Nadia. So this is the debut of it, showing it. So hopefully that'll be up and running soon. But all right.
That's
So
cool
your nephew's adorable. Yeah. All right. Before we get to wrapping up, Shmoo reminded me, chat, if you could put the link in the chat, Shmoo, for me. If you guys could redirect over to Gooch's channel, Diabolical Productions. They are doing a live stream that breakdown of Arcane episodes. I normally would do, because YouTube now you can do redirects, but I don't have the subscriber account yet to set it up. Hopefully one day. But please go ahead and check it out. It's a really great time, especially if you've seen Arcane, and give the guy a like. Gooch is awesome. So please go there after here. I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us at our slumber party. I'm going to let the panel go around, tell them what they're up to next. Dr. Rachel, starting with you.
Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Rachel. You can check me out on Twitter, Sauron_cosplay. Anything I'm doing, any kind of streams or whatever that I'll be on, I post all the information there. I will have a video next week. You can see all the pieces of it behind me. I'm making the Master Sword from Breath of the Wild, that one specifically. So be on the lookout for that on my channel, Out of Line Crafting. I don't have anything other than that video. I don't really have anything else coming up soon. So I'll just let the rest of the ladies go. And thank you to the lovely panel. It was really fun discussing our favorite movies for slumber parties. And thank you. Shout out Firecrotch.
Nomi, where can people find you next?
You can find me on my YouTube channel at Nomi Without You. I post videos there. I'm gonna be making more shorts. I'm also on Twix, Instagram at Nomi the Only, and on Midnight's Edge Espanol, where I'll be making more shorts there and hanging out wherever I can. And if you see me tweeting it, that's where I'll be.
Very cool. And thank you, Sue. Please go subscribe to Nomi's channel as well. I know he also dropped Rachel's link as well in there. Mags, who is everywhere. Where can people find you next?
You can probably find me on this coming Monday on Toxic Femininity on Midnight's Edge, and that usually starts 8 p.m. Eastern time. But sometimes we take breaks. It depends on the news week sometimes. But yeah, you can usually find me there. And of course, you can catch me on Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, all that jazz. Of course, you can find me everywhere all at once, basically on all my links linked there. Thank you, Smoo. And but probably the best way to find any updates for any future streams, game streams, and all that kind of jazz would be my Twitter. So make sure you are following me there.
Very cool. And Lily, where can people find you next?
So just follow me on Twix and you guys can see what's happening on there. Of course, here. And then I also started a different Instagram account too that I'm going to kind of turn into trying to put up more stuff about not just like what I'm doing, but friends, everyone else, to kind of promote stuff. So that one's 300.mirrors, and that's Instagram. But yeah, so just usually Monday streams on Legion Talk with my friends doing Game of Thrones, and then Fridays too is just a wrap up of pop culture, and then of course Midnight's Edge Espanol, just doing shorts for them as well. So as far as that, so I've been getting asked if we're gonna do captions in English because it is in Spanish, so we're working on that and trying to put in English captions into the videos as well, so that you can kind of see what we're saying. So yeah.
Very cool. I want to thank before I go. I want to thank Shmoo. My cat is like crawling up me on my back. I want to thank Shmoo, Tomby, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Thank you so much for being our mods tonight. Really appreciate it. You can find me on the Inside All Day channel. I'm usually on Zax's What's Good Wednesday on Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll be on Mrs. Sassy's Friday show. And I also have The Laundry, which is another channel I just started with my best friend, where we talk more about non-pop culture topics, dating. I think we talked about John Cena's OnlyFans and stuff like that on our last episode. So please go ahead and subscribe over there. I want to thank the panel again, too. Thank you, ladies. You guys are always wonderful to hang out with. And until then, I hope everybody has a great night and a great week. Catch us next week for our Dune special, where we'll have 2 special guests on to discuss the Dune movies. So until then, have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.